I want to take just a moment and go through the equipment for this setup. I like to use a 6.3 Walleye Angler Series Best Pro Rod, couple it with a light reel. That's kind of my favorite setup. We have two different line setups though, and I do want to spend a moment on that. Drake is using Berkley Trilene 100% fluorocarbon on his reel. He uses no leader at all, and he's using 6-pound test. Now the reason for that is fluorocarbon is basically invisible to the fish. It has a limited amount of stretch, so you still maintain a lot of feel with this setup. On the other hand, when I jig fish, I like super lines. I'm using Berkley Ultra 8 here in a 6-pound test, and the reason I like super lines is because there's no stretch. I have the utmost in feel when I'm using a line like this. Unfortunately, they're colored, and so, you know, maybe it's superstition, maybe it's reality, but I think that there's a chance that the walleyes can see the line. So in that situation, I'm going to want to basically use a leader, and we've talked about using leaders in clear water before. Here's the difference. In most scenarios where the water's not super clear and where I'm not fishing super deep, I want to use 10-pound test on my main line and then probably a 10-pound leader. In this situation, we're really downsizing, and we're using a 6-pound main line and then a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. Just like what Drake's using on his main line, I use the same line for my leader material. Now, the problem is if I tie the leader directly to the line like I do when I'm using 10-pound test, that creates a real weak spot. A 30-inch walleye, a 10-pound walleye, I could break that knot on the hook set. I can't do it on 10-pound test. I can with 6. So I don't want to take that chance. So what I'll use is a little barrel swivel, and it's about a size 14 or so, and tie one end to the line, to your main line, and the other end to your fluorocarbon leader. About a 4-foot section before you tie your jig on. By doing this, you've kind of eliminated that weak spot. This is a pretty strong junction here. And that's the slight modification when you're trying to use this for fall fishing and this jigging setup. You're gonna get a lot more fish, and you won't break that fish off of a lifetime.